Afternoon, Derby fans. Welcome. You are watching continuing coverage of the 2017 Big O Tournament live from glorious and cosmopolitan Eugene, Oregon. I am Mike Chex, joined alongside me, Justice Feelgood Marshall, and we've got the Rose City Rollers, Wheels of Justice, about to take on the Denver Roller Derby's Mile High Club.
No doubt Mike Chex is going to be a hot one. They're going to run down the rosters right here for Denver. Number 20, Wilhelm. 212, Gothberg. 22, Geipen. 28, Barrett. Number 3, Angel. 33, Klein. 37, Garten. Number 4, Davidson. Number 42, Blackman. Number 50, Scald Eagle. Number 8, Braun Swanson. Number 831, S.H. Long. 98 is Thorns. And number 99, Tracy Akers.
We will get you Rose City's roster after the first jam break. Lined up on the line to jam for Denver, that is Wilhelm, number 20. Opposite number 77, Lauren Much for the Wheels of Justice.
Both jams with a good game last night. Wilhelm had 49 points versus Texas. And on the other side, Lauren Much with 36 points versus Victorian, both of the second highest scoring jammers on their team. And now we're about to get in action. This one, number 3 in the world versus number 7 in the world, Rose and Denver respectively.
Lauren Much working on the inside of the front straightaway. Darts to the out. Thorns on the outside. Lauren Much trying to split the defense. She does. Lead jammer goes to Wheels of Justice.
Very quick penalties to, looks like Braun Swanson in the box, as is one of the captain for Rose City, Nesbitt Smith.
Nice move by Wilhelm on the outside of turn 1, completing the initial pass. Lauren Much through the pack. Quick 4 points for Rose City, and that is jam number 1. Skating for the Wheels of Justice today, number 1, Frisky Biscuits. 127, Jessica Chestnut, a.k.a. Chestnuts. Number 23, Gallifrey. 26, Sarah Gaither or Nacho Lucky Day. Number 260, Envy Adams. The captain, number 28, Alicia Nesbitt Smith. 340, Bonnie Thunders. Number 4, Jess Rivas. 401, Tarantula. 415, Hannah Jennings. 48 is Brute. 523, Liquor and Split. 65, Ms. Dr. Joseph L. Simonis. And number 77, Lauren Much.
Up in this jam, oh my lord, it is Scald Eagle versus Bonnie Thunders in this one. I am looking forward to the rest of this jam.
I honestly didn't think we were going to get this jammer matchup this early in the game. Thunder's knocked to the outside. She's going to be forced to reset. Scald Eagle working against Tarantula. Forced to the outside. She'll reset. Now meets Sarah Gaither, who's working with Tarantula at the front of the pack. Scald Eagle stays in bounds. Lead jammer goes to the Mile High Club.
And barely stays in bounds. And now Bonnie Thunders out behind her. Gets around Davidson. Oh, no. Looks like... Nope, I'm sorry. I apologize entirely. No lead jammer for Thunders. Scald Eagle enters. Is going to call it very quickly, I think, here. Oh, but gets denied.
What an amazing overtake on the apex jump. 4-point scoring pass, Rose City. 4-point scoring pass, Mile High Club. Jam called off. Before Thunders could engage the back of the pack on another scoring pass. 4-4, 0-point differential, 8-4 Rose City.
And just barely in time as Bonnie Thunders was about to enter for more. Looked for a second. I thought the referee was signaling Bonnie off the track, but no, it's just waving her off.
I thought the exact same thing. I thought we might have a quick jammer penalty as well, but no.
One of the pack right now is being anchored by Garten for Denver. We're setting up here with, looks like, Liquor and Split for Rose City up against Geipen for Denver.
Liquor and Split off the line first, getting offense. That coming in the form of Hannah Jennings.
Seeing the back, Rose definitely playing that 3-in-1 float in the back, making sure that Geipen doesn't take the inside. You see it right there. They close up on her.
Liquor and Split knocked to the inside. She is going to be forced to reset.
Very tough triangle defense right here at the front by Rose City.
Pack now just at the top of the first apex. Offense coming from S.H. Long. Rivas to the penalty box for Rose City. Multiplayer block.
And now, yes, that's S.H. Long being called off, sent to the box. 3-on-3. Both jammers stuck badly here behind the remaining triangles.
Pack now just reaching the exit of turn 2. We are nearly a minute into this jam. No lead jammer has been established.
That's Akers, Garten, and Braun Swanson, the triangle in the back. It's like in the front, we got Gal Affray, Rivas out there as well, holding back Geipen, number 22, who is going nowhere. Over a minute gone in this jam.
Rivas now out to play offense for Rose City. Clears the deck in the back of the pack. Braun Swanson tries to force out Rodriguez.
And that's a cut. Power jam Denver.
Rodriguez either thought she stayed in bounds or that Braun Swanson went out. Neither appears to be the case, as she is the one in the penalty box serving 30 seconds.
Now Akers trying to determine where she wants to go in this. They're going to stick on the rear and try and pull back Rose City's remaining blocker, who now goes to the box as well. So now it's just two up there in the front for Rose City trying to hold back Guypen.
One of those being Gallifrey, forced to the outside. Jam reaches its conclusion.
Denver going to be in a good position to start this next jam. 3 in the box, one of them being the jammer for Rose City. So Denver will get a 4-on-2 power jam momentarily here. We have that jammer standing.
Well, in our first lead change, Denver overtaking Rose City 9-8. Jessica Rodriguez standing in the penalty box. Jess Rivas and Alicia Nisbet-Smith. Tarantula and Sarah Gaither, blockers out on the track for Rose City. Klein through the pack, quickly establishing lead jammer for Denver.
Now Rose City falls to the back. They're going to make sure they're the first to encounter Klein as she enters. Now Denver is going to try and change their intent to Liquor and Split coming out of the box, holding the star in her hand. And now everybody's going backwards.
I think we've gone farther backwards than we have forwards in the last 2 jams. Klein now escapes the pack on a 5-point scoring pass.
Extending the lead for Denver, now 14-8.
Liquor and Split with the star off her helmet. Jess Rivas to the penalty box. Looked like a low block penalty.
That's the second one. Almost third for Rivas already.
Tarantula past the star. Jam called off. 3 more points for Denver.
Stacy Wilhelm going to come to the jam line wearing the star for Denver. Don't know if you can hear in the stream, but the Rose City fans are quite loud over here in turn 2.
Pretty much a home game for them.
Exactly.
Lauren Much sent out to jam once again for Rose City. She quickly off the line on the outside.
Wilhelm trying to beat Hannah Jennings in the front here. It's around one more to beat. Still Jennings gets around lead jammer Denver again.
Amazing, the swirling defense in the pack, just seemingly in transition despite the fact that the jammers were both in still. Nice move to the outside by Wilhelm. Calls off the jam. Picked up 2 points. 1 on the track, 1 in the box. Jess Rivas standing for Rose City.
Denver with a number of very closely timed call-offs, denying Rose City those points.
Denver establishing an 11-point lead, 19-8. 23 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. Scald Eagle out to jam opposite Bonnie Thunders. Scald Eagle for Denver, Bonnie Thunders for Rose City. That is still new. We should probably keep reiterating that.
Front of the pack is Tarantula as pivot, going lateral, trying to hold back Scald.
Again, swarming defense by both teams. Bonnie Thunders now out in front of the pack. Barrett has to let her go. Thunders is your lead jammer. Scald Eagle now finds room on the inside. Rivas checked to the center. She is clear on her initial.
Problem for Denver, 2 on 4 right now. And you do not want to have only 2 against Bonnie Thunders, and that's exactly why. 4-0 for Bonnie Thunders. Scald is still held scoreless. And we got a new score of 19-12 favoring Denver still.
Justice, you have watched a lot of roller derby in your career. In your estimation, what is it that sets jammers like Bonnie Thunders and Scald Eagle apart? Is it just the way they see the track, or?
You know, I think it's very different thing. Like Bonnie Thunders is sort of like trying to block water. You know, and Scald Eagle like trying to block a train. Their strengths are very different, but it's great to see numerous jams so far between the 2 of them, because watch them go.
It has been a lot of fun for us. That is Brute jamming for Wheels of Justice. She is out in quick lead jammer. Brute already back into the pack, finding Braun Swanson there. Gallifrey up to help out, and look at that blocking by Braun Swanson.
Wow.
Takes out Brute. Brute v. Braun Swanson. It should be noted these 2 were home team teammates in Rose City on the high rollers. Brute to the outside, clear on a scoring pass. 5 points, Rose City.
Almost caught her again, but had to let her go. There's a danger of being out of play. Now Denver trying to get the start of the pack in the hands of Tracy Akers, who is knocked back and run to the rear right there by Jennings.
Yep, big recycle there. Sarah Gaither back to work with her in the backfield. Now Gallifrey on the exit hit. Tarantula up front trying to play offense for Brute.
Rose City with some great positional defense right there to keep Tracy Akers in the rear. Now she's finally pushing her way to the center of the action, but has come to a standstill here in turn 3.
Denver stout defense in the front. Rose City managing to keep Akers at bay in the back. Tarantula with the teammate shove on the jammer force out.
Once again, now it's S.H. Long. Going to be bringing Brute to the back right there. Penalty on Gallifrey, center of the box. Gallifrey had a lot of penalties yesterday, had 5, did not foul out, but we'll keep an eye on that tonight as well.
Did get very close, was one of the Rose City blockers on the edge there. 5-point scoring pass for Brute, back around again. Akers having no luck on the far side of the track. Now getting some offense from Braun Swanson, but meets Gaither, I believe, there at the front of the pack, and Tarantula cycles up.
Akers to the ground again. Is going to have to go all the way back, and she's going to run out of time in this jam, as there are the final whistles on the 2 minutes.
I think I caught Akers staring up at the scoreboard there at the end, wondering exactly how many seconds of torture were left in that jam.
I think you're exactly right.
Oh.
That is a lead change. Rose City back in front, 25-19.
We have been witness to some rock'em sock'em jams so far this game. 19 minutes, 30 seconds left. Rose City up 6. Lauren Much out to the jam line opposite Klein. Lauren Much tries going through the center. Being moved to the inside. Klein now overtaking.
Envy Adams right now in front of the pivot for Denver, who now is coming up trying to break up that Rose City 4.
Rose City defense reforming at the front of the pack. Lauren Much gets by Denver's defense as they were trying to cycle up to the front. Lead jammer goes to Rose City.
Rose City looking to find their feet in these last 2 jams. Now Klein finally out, but plenty of time here for, beautiful move. Knocked out of bounds, chooses not to risk re-entering, and Much calls it off with 4.
Looks like that was a 4-point scoring pass.
29-19 now. Rose City in the front. Once again, Rose City ranked number 3 right now, but the 2-time defending champions of the WFTDA, Denver, currently ranked number 7.
Penalty box empty to start this jam. Bonnie Thunders jamming, this time against Wilhelm. Thunders taken down by Braun Swanson and Leah Davidson at the front of the pack.
Braun having a monster game so far, and pops Wilhelm for a lead jammer by holding Thunders in the pack for so long. But we're going to have a bang-bang play on the way around here. Let's see how the pack sets up. They both want the front, looks like, but Braun Swanson is going to be the trailing Denver target for a point here.
Tarantula putting it up in another gear right now. Dr. Joseph El Simonis did get picked off in the back of the pack. 1 single point for the Mile High Club as they run their point total to 20.
Yeah, it was a great job by Braun Swanson realizing that she was the target right there and booking it up to the front. That 1-0 created a lot by Braun Swanson's acceleration to get away from the approaching Thunders.
It's really fun watching the pack take off in a sprint on point protection once again. Frisky Biscuits out to jam for her first jam this game for Rose City. Scald Eagle jamming for the Mile High Club.
Denver down 1 in this jam, so a 4-3 situation favoring Rose City.
And a track cut penalty assessed to Scald Eagle. She will head to the penalty box. Frisky Biscuits in a power jam now, gets some offense. She clears, escapes a hit from S.H. Long. Lead jammer goes to Rose City.
It was amazing to see how fast she accelerated when she saw the hole. She's like, I can go there. Goodbye.
Frisky Biscuits coming up on the back of the pack in turn 1, trying to work through, forced to the outside and down. She takes out Angel, who also came out of turn 1.
Now Angel goes and enters right in next to her.
Offense coming in the form of all 4 Rose City blockers. Envy Adams delivers a hit up front, and a body whip off of Rivas sends Frisky Biscuits through on a 5-point scoring pass. Scald Eagle delivered to the outside of turn 1.
Gallifrey with a take out there. Not easy to do against Scald Eagle. Biscuits back. And Scald Eagle taken down again and hard.
Gallifrey doing a great job anchoring that 2-wall for Rose City. Looks like we're probably going to have a high block, and there it is. That goes against Alicia Nesbitt-Smith. Frisky Biscuits through the pack on a scoring pass.
It's like Biscuits was unsure whether to call or not, and might have been an instant too late. Oh, no, it was just in time. A 1-0 on that last pass. Scald Eagle unable to actually get her hips past the remaining players on the track.
That moves Rose City score to 39. Mile High Club sitting at 20, 15 minutes, 36 seconds left in our first half. Alicia Nisbet-Smith sitting on 3 penalties already for Rose City. Jess Rivas also on 3. S.H. Long on 3 for the Mile High Club.
Tarantula pivot at the front of the pack for Rose City as the gatekeeper here.
Liquor and Split and Guypen jammers of record in this jam. Envy Adams in the middle of the pack for Rose City. Now back to play offense. Forearm penalty will send Sarah Gaither to the penalty box.
Denver with a short advantage here, 4-on-2, and Guypen through for lead jammer.
Lauren Much on the reset. Akers drawing her back. Nice offense up front from Leah Davidson, breaking up Rose City's formation.
It's going to be a call on one of the two, but which one will it be here?
Low block Envy Adams, yep.
It's like Envy going back, holding her pace for a second. But here comes Guypen for another attempt at a scoring pass here.
Tarantula dropped right before turn 3. Star has been passed to her. She is the jammer of record right now. Meanwhile, 5-point scoring pass for Guypen.
A minute deep into this jam right now. Guypen goes over the apex, takes a grand slam.
10 points so far this jam. 15.
Yeah, this could very well be the lead changer right here. Guypen can get through cleanly. 39-35.
Tarantula forced to go at the front of the pack on her own. Pack starting to bridge out. Leah Davidson dropping the bridge.
Braun Swanson once again anchoring the Denver 2-wall here.
It's like a reverse game of tug of war. Tarantula knocked to the inside. She will be reset.
And now Guypen is going to go back with her.
Tarantula now putting the star on for Rose City. Well, what we may find ourselves with is a tie game after this scoring pass here.
Yeah, not sure how many Guypen got past. This game is about to end on time here, and there it is.
And there's the 4 points, and there, friends, is your tie game.
Exactly, 39-39.
13-13 left on the period clock.
So Lindsay Guypen with a game-changing jam right there, and talking about Lindsay Guypen, there would be no Lindsay Guypen without Sharon Guypen, her mother, whose birthday is today. So happy birthday, Sharon Guypen, wherever you may be.
Official timeout down on the track. On the floor right now, we've got Liquor and Split lined up to jam for Rose City opposite Klein for the Mile High Club. Referees talking in a huddle, calling in the outside pack ref. So, Justice, we're a little more than halfway through the first half. If you had to pick one thing that has stood out to you the most so far in this game, what would it be?
I would have to say Braun Swanson, actually.
Yep.
We were talking, everybody's talking a lot about the move of Scald Eagle over to Denver, and she has been very effective. Like, don't get me wrong, Scald Eagle is a huge game changer. But in the pack, watching the Denver game against Texas yesterday, really impressed with how often Braun Swanson was a jam-changing element of that game. Denver, again, was ranked under Texas 4, Denver 7, but Denver stayed right with them right up into the very end, and Braun really a huge part of that change.
So on that, it looks like our official timeout is coming to an end. Scott Free out to talk to the head referee. He returns to the bench area. And we will derby again. Klein forced to the inside. She is going to be brought back. Meanwhile, Liquor and Split pushing out the defense at the front of the pack. She has been declared lead, and now the out-of-play penalty. That is going against Gothberg. Liquor and Split asking for some offense. Got a little bit of distraction offense there from Hannah Jennings.
Angel runs out of space, barely avoids the out-of-play penalty right there, but gets back in time.
Star has been passed. Barrett now jammer of record for Denver, out of play. Nice spin move by Liquor and Split in the front straightaway. Jess Rivas trying to get some offense. Couldn't really get it to stick. 3 points on that scoring pass for Rose City.
First time we've seen Wilhelm come back to the line in a little while. It hasn't been too much factor yet in the game. It is still, of course, very early, just after the first quarter of play, with just about 12 minutes left in the first half. One of the things we were talking about yesterday in the Denver-Texas game, that Scald, Eagle, and Wilhelm have such different styles. Much we were talking about Bonnie and Scald's different styles. It can be very difficult for a pack that is used to seeing one to suddenly have that other style come at you all of a sudden.
You're very right about that. Speaking of Bonnie Thunder, she jammer of record right now for Rose City. Wilhelm wearing the star for Denver. Man, and I could watch these jammers go all day. This time it's Bonnie Thunders escaping the pack first with lead jammer for Rose City.
Wilhelm trying to take the star off, trying to get it to her pivot Blackman.
Thunders knocked to the inside, forced to reset. Tarantula drawing back Wilhelm. Simonis up to play offense, now comes back. Braun Swanson dropping the bridge to keep everybody in play.
Denver with a pretty good job figuring out where that string was, and now Tracy Akers off in the box and a forearm penalty.
Is noted that is Akers' first penalty. Wilhelm now through the pack, clear on the initial pass for the Mile High Club. Nice offense by Simonis on the outside. Bonnie Thunders skating backwards through turn 2 and partway through the far straightaway. 4 points for Rose City as she calls off the jam.
This is the first time I've seen Simonis used primarily as a blocker. Obviously, knew them in Windy City when I was working with them, and when they joined Rose in the first place, they were using as their jammer for a little while, but it looks like this time solely as a blocker so far, and has been effective.
Simonis was used sparingly last season as a relief jammer for Rose City, but much more used in a blocker fashion. Brute out to jam once again for Rose City, opposite Scald Eagle. Scald Eagle dancing in the backfield. Brute working against the braced 2-wall at the front of the pack. Offense coming in the form of Hannah Jennings, and almost but not quite successful. Brute forced to the inside. Great work up front by S.H. Long. Man, S.H. Long and Barrett work well together.
Absolutely. Eventually, they lose the lock, and lead jammer goes to Rose City.
It's hard to keep a jammer contained for that long. Scald Eagle now clear the pack on the initial pass.
Nice lane open on the outside, but it gets closed off by Davidson, but not before two go up for Rose City, and that extends their lead to 57-39 with just about 9:20 to play when this next jam begins.
Denver doing a great job on their penalties. We've got a total of 9 so far in the first half for Denver, it looks like. Rose City actually sitting at 11. They were they had some penalty problems early on in the first half, but that seems to have evened itself out.
Bonnie Thunders back as a jammer for Rose City. Opposed by Guypen for Denver.
That's right. Bonnie Thunders in the front of the pack. Out of play called. They've got to let Thunders go. Lead jammer Rose City.
We saw a bit of a skate pop off there, but no one appears to be off balance.
No, there's the little part there just down in turn 1 that Thunders skated by. Braun Swanson saw it. I thought she was going to pick it up for a second there. Blackman through the pack, clear on the initial as the star has been passed from Guypen to her.
Guypen with a nice stop on Bonnie Thunders right there. Looked like Bonnie had enough space, but Guypen got right in that hole. Cut her off. 3 points for Thunders.
Oh, it looks like it was Akers' earplug.
And luckily, she can still skate with that out.
And that's how we found out that's what her secret power actually was.
Right. One in the box for Rose City. That is Simonis, I believe.
Yep. And we've got Liquor and Split out to Jam opposite Klein. Klein got some offense on the inside there. I thought she was going to have a quick lead jammer.
Klein had transfer from Rocky Mountain 2 years ago. He skated Sharon Tacos. Now Klein here on Denver Roller Derby.
Liquor and Split trying to force the defense forward. Jess Rivas out front, last line of defense.
Almost got her. Couldn't quite get her out of bounds. Lead jammer, Klein.
Rodriguez couldn't quite stick the landing, or at least wasn't sure of it. She reset. Klein around, working now on a scoring pass for the Mile High Club. Rivas and Simonis working with Hannah Jennings at the front of the pack. Jessica Chestnut standing in the penalty box for Rose City. Klein really working that defense at the front of the pack. She was forced out. And a nice, discreet star pass by Rose City. Liquor and Split to Chestnut.
That was effectively sneaky.
That was a nice move there. Inside of turn 2. 65-43 is your score inside 7 minutes to go in the first half. Lauren Much sent back out to jam for Rose City opposite Wilhelm. Empty penalty box to start the next jam. And an official timeout down on the track. Rock is over discussing things with Scott Free at the Rose City bench area.
6:36 left on a stop clock. Looks like the largest lead of the game so far, 26 points for Rose City on the previous jam.
We have either an illegal star pass or a track cut penalty. I'm unclear which of the two that is, but it's going to land Jessica Chestnut in the penalty box for Rose City.
So a skating out of bounds apparently is what was called there.
All right, Rock giving us the clarification there.
So that's going to give Wilhelm a power jam after what I think is just been a timeout called
Rose
by
City, I believe.
Rose.
All right, interesting little turn of events there. So the sneaky star pass, so sneaky that it was in fact illegal.
We're talking the star pass so strongly, and sadly ends with a jammer in the box.
An A for effort, though.
Absolutely, no question. So looking forward to seeing how Denver sets up this power jam. You saw clearly all of Denver trying to take the inside line away from Rose City, so they may want to try and screen them off as Rose City changes their position. Denver does the exact same.
I love what's going on here.
Yep. You've still got a while to go until back into jam action, but Denver does not want to give up this advantage at all.
Well, it looks like they were, in fact, successful in grabbing that inside line. They really weren't going to give it up. Just watching this little chess match between the jams has been fun.
So let's see what Denver does with it. Rose is going to set with a triangle right in front of Wilhelm and going to leave one off to hold the remainder of the track.
Braun Swanson in for forceful offense to begin the jam. Nobody really being able to get set there defensively.
Yeah, look at the stalemate on that plan. They both knew that the others were trying to set up in their desired fashion. Oh, Wilhelm knocked to the ground right there by Captain Nesbitt Smith.
Rose City lost Sarah Gaither there to the penalty box. Wilhelm through the pack. Lead jammer goes to the Mile High Club.
And the power jam nearly at an end now, and right as Wilhelm passes the box, they got Rose City's jammer returning, Jessica Chestnut.
Well, and it should be pointed out that the pivot for Rose City is one Bonnie Thunders, who has now received the star. Has to get around Blackman, finally does. Clear on the initial pass for Rose City. Lockdown defense in the back. That's Tarantula working with Alicia Nesbitt Smith.
Did get all four on that one. Called it just before Bonnie Thunders entered the pack for points. So Denver able to close the gap a little bit more now, 65-48, with just about 5-10 left to play when this next jam begins.
17 points the difference right now. Scald Eagle sent out to jam opposite Brute. Empty penalty box to start this jam. Scald Eagle starts on the inside. Toe stop hop goes to the out. Nice job by Gallifrey cycling up, but that you cannot contain Scald Eagle.
Yeah, Rose City just kept getting in front of Scald Eagle, and she kept getting past them.
Brute mired in the pack. Scald Eagle already around working on a scoring pass. Straight into the defensive formation. Forced to the inside. She will reset.
SH Long does a good job of not letting Rose City go all the way back on Scald Eagle right there.
No, and that's pretty good because there were multiple blockers up there, and SH Long effectively stopped all of them.
Rebus this time does capture Scald Eagle. Scald now on a power jam. Rose City has lost her jammer to the box. I think that was a high block being called.
Right, high blocker blocking with the head. I wasn't 100% sure. Scald Eagle through the pack for 5. High block, you were right.
Denver now within 12 as Scald Eagle still has some power jam time left here.
Jessica Chestnut getting moved completely off the line. Jess Rivas giving chase to Scald Eagle, couldn't quite catch up.
65-57, Denver still creeping here. Now out of the box comes Rose City's Brute.
Big pile up and a back block penalty is going to be assessed against Scald Eagle, I believe. Yep, she is leaving the track now. Brute and Rose City in a power jam.
This power jam a little bit longer than usual. Scald Eagle's a little slow to get up after that big hit. Now hits the box at 30 seconds from this moment is when the power jam will end for Brute, who is now through her initial.
Again, it cannot be stressed enough. Nice job cycling up by Denver's blockers. They were able to keep Brute in that pack much longer. Corner apex hop, 5 points. Brute and Rose City.
And Denver caught a little sleeping on that when they saw her coming. Just didn't cover enough of that apex.
Hannah Jennings to the penalty box. That is her first trip.
Jam ends on time. Scald Eagle, I think, was sprung right at the very end of that.
She's looking like she's sore, too. That was a big hit.
It was. 74-61. So Denver does still pick up a little bit of differential on that one. We've got about just under 3 minutes to play in the half right now.
And a very entertaining first half it has been. Lauren Much lined up to jam. And is that Guypen? Still can't quite get a number on the Denver jammer right now. Pack just at the pivot line.
Yes, that is Guypen going around now and getting the lead jammer for Denver, Lindsay Guypen.
All right, Lauren Much making some headway against the front of the pack. Denver's blockers have reformed. Guypen all the way around the track working on a scoring pass.
Coming out of the box as Jennings chooses to go to the front to try and help her jammer.
Nice offense. Lauren Much to the outside. Clear on the initial pass.
Off in the box is Garton, and now Guypen's running out of time to call the jam, and it's not going to be in time as Much as through. Gets at least one there. Got 2 there with the ghost point in the box. However, the jam does go to Denver in a 3-2 final.
76-64, 12-point difference. 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the first half.
Very fast-paced first half. Haven't seen too many clock stoppages.
No, we really cannot complain about the pace of play this half at all.
4-3 pack is going to favor Rose City as we get started here.
Bonnie Thunders and Klein, jammers of record. Bonnie Thunders quick out first. Envy Adams providing some offense, now dropping the bridge. S.H. Long and Barrett working against Thunders. Can't contain her, though. She is clear. And an illegal procedure on the...
So it's going to be on Klein. Davidson able to return with star in hand. He's going to keep a hold of it and now has to turn her attention to trying to stop Bonnie Thunders.
So Thunders through. That completes a 5-point scoring pass for Rose City.
Oh, a huge takeout hit there.
Low block going to be assessed. That's going to go against Leah Davidson.
Oh, and conveniently, she's going to take the star right to Klein in the box. That worked out pretty well for Denver.
That's interesting. I didn't know you could star pass in the penalty box.
Yeah, well, the pivot has a star in hand right there. She can do with anything she wants at that point. And
I just guess I wasn't aware that you could hand it off in the penalty box.
Yeah, well, it's considered actually not a star pass at that point. The star pass was never completed.
That's true.
And now Bonnie Thunder's through with with 4 on this one. Apologize.
Defense moving side to side in the back, keeping Klein in the pack. That's Gallifrey, the great positional blocking up front. Now Envy Adams cycles up and lands the exit hit on Klein.
Just in the exact right place for that one now. However, Klein is able to get through. We got 17 seconds left in this jam. See what Bonnie can do with the rest of it.
Well, that was a nice job of Barrett to pop out Envy Adams to allow Klein to hop back in so quickly. 1 point picked up on that scoring pass, running Rose City's total to 95. Mile High Club 64. And friends, we're going to send this to halftime. We will be back within about 13 minutes. All right, fans, welcome back. We are live at Track 1 at the Big O 2017 in Eugene, Oregon. Mike Checks and Justice Feelgood Marshall bringing you Rose City Rollers Wheels of Justice versus Denver's Mile High Club. I'm going to talk about penalties real quick. For Rose City, 18 penalties in the first half. Alicia Nesbitt-Smith and Jess Rivas both with 3. For the Mile High Club, 13 total penalties in the first half. S.H. Long with 3, each team with 2 jammer penalties.
Right now, score is being led by Bonnie Thunders with a 45 for Rose City, followed up by, the North City side, I should say, with Brute 24, Frisky Biscuits with 10, Lauren Much with 10, Liquor and Split with 7, Chestnuts with 0 off the star pass as the pivot. On Denver side is being led by Lindsay Geipen with 27, Scald Eagle with 17, Klein with 13, and Wilhelm with 7. The current lead for Rose is the largest of the game at 32. Denver did lead for about 5 minutes in the first 10 minutes of the game, but Rose has led since the 20-minute mark of the first half. I think one of the main keys here for Denver is they're going to need to get Wilhelm scoring in this game. I don't think that they'll be able to come back unless Wilhelm pops some jams here. Rare to see Wilhelm at the bottom of the Denver scoring list.
Right.
Still in single digits right now after half an hour of play.
Well, in another subplot, Lauren Munch's performance for Rose City, only 10 points and 5 jams, averaging 2. She averaged, I believe, just a skosh above 3 in the bout last night against VRDL. We have seen tournaments and performances in the past where she has averaged multiple scoring passes in a game. Such not the case so far this weekend.
It looks like Denver's going to try and get Wilhelm started right now. She will be the lead-off jammer for Denver in this one.
Lauren Much, jammer of record for Rose City. Gallifrey in the penalty box to start.
Maybe both teams have the same idea of trying to get their lowest-scoring jammer back in the game right here and see how it works out for him. Akers trying to play some offense here for Wilhelm at the front.
Basically just trying to shove her jammer forward, really. Nice move to the outside. Door closed on Wilhelm. Tries to go back to the inside. And a forearm penalty is going to go against Sarah Gaither, lead jammer for Wilhelm in the Mile High Club.
Much still stuck here. Garten off to the box as Denver blocker. Now a 3-on-2 pack favoring Denver.
Lauren Much knocked to the inside. That hit courtesy of Braun Swanson. Nice move by Gallifrey at the front. Could not contain Wilhelm. 5-point scoring pass, Mile High Club.
Braun Swanson nearly got Much out of bounds. Now it's Akers at the top of the pack with her. Finally lets her go. Wilhelm stays. How did she stay in bounds? Oh, she didn't.
She didn't.
Wilhelm goes off to the box on a track cut.
I like when the question gets answered instantaneously. Lauren Much dancing along the inside rail of the second apex. 5-point scoring pass, Rose City.
Yeah, and suddenly the penalty situation changing dramatically in favor of Rose City. 4-on-2 for a moment. Now 4-on-3, but power jam for Much.
Well, and the pack keeps moving backwards, which just shortens the track for Lauren Much. 5-point scoring pass, Rose City. Sarah Gaither back to play offense. Lauren Much, though, stays on the inside. Nobody can touch her. Another 5 points.
25, or 22-5 to say so far here.
Wilhelm out of the penalty box, back on the track for Denver. Trying to go at the outside of the far straightaway. Gallifrey on defense with Gaither in the back.
Just under 10 seconds left to play in this jam. As Wilhelm still trying to find a way out of very tough defense here.
Lauren Much being kept at the back of the pack, and your jam has reached its conclusion. 2 more points picked up by Rose City. That moves our score to 118 to 69.
So both jammers getting big points on that one, but definitely worked out to the favor of Rose City.
Well, but this could be exactly the thing that each of these jammers need to spur their second half play.
I agree entirely.
Bonnie Thunder's lined up to jam for Rose City. Scald Eagle wearing the star for the Mile High Club. Scald Eagle to the outside. Nice toe-stop maneuver. Stays in bounds. Lead jammer Mile High Club. Bonnie Thunder's one to beat. She gets on the inside of Davidson, clear on the initial, giving up about a third of the track.
Now Denver trying to pick off the front there. Scald Eagle jumps into the infield, so she'll pick up only 2, but she did call it before Bonnie Thunders was able to get any points of her own.
That was Jessica Chestnut on the force out, and she looked to be very proud of herself down there in turn 4. Brute returning to the jam line for Rose City. Guypen with the star for Denver. And we have an official timeout down on the track. For those of you that may be listening as opposed to watching, Mile High Club has the bench opposite turn 4. The penalty box then right between the jam line and the pivot line. And Rose City this half on the bench in front of the pivot line. Currently nobody sitting in the penalty box.
Currently.
It's usually short-lived. Brute going right at Braun Swanson on the outside. Guypen started on the in, moved to the out, but Brute takes advantage. Lead jammer goes to Rose City.
Guypen got the star off immediately and got it to Blackman very quickly.
Yeah, nice star pass by Denver. Brute into the pack. Almost cleared entirely. Spins through the first apex. Calls off the jam. Did get credit for all 4 points.
Rose City on a roll here to start the second half.
Your score 122 to 75, 26 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second half. Lauren Much returning to the jam line. Klein lined up opposite her for the Mile High Club.
Like S.H. Long anchoring the front of the Denver wall right here. Meanwhile, N.B. Adams does the same in the rear for Rose.
Ong-Hell now, the brace in the front. Nope, gone down to a 2-wall. Lauren Much clears. Lead jammer goes to Rose City. Denver quick to remove the star in the back of the pack. Was it passed? Tough to say. Yes, it has been. No, I thought Barrett had it in her hand. That's the white of her wrist guard.
During that, it looks like Much was around, able to get around S.H. Long. Has 5 so far. We got 1 to the box. That is number 4 for Rose City, Just Rivas. Looks like Much was trying to kill as much penalty time for Rivas as possible, and does so effectively, getting the 4-0 and calling it before any points are scored by Klein.
Smart time management.
Absolutely.
Jess Rivas, that was her 4th trip, her 3rd multiplayer block. Bonnie Thunders out to jam again. Wilhelm out to jam again.
Denver's been stuck at 75 for the last 3 jams right here. See if Wilhelm can get their scoring started again.
Slow start in the pack almost constricts upon the start whistle. There wasn't much room in it to begin with. Nice move on the inside rail. Wilhelm clears. Lead jammer goes to the Mile High Club.
Braun, Akers, and Blackman right now trying to hold back Bonnie Thunders. Akers drops off and lets Garten in there, but Bonnie Thunders gets her way through, and now it's all about Wilhelm if she's able to get through before Bonnie returns.
Tarantula anchoring the outside. Braun Swanson trying to neutralize her. Jam called off. 3 points picked up by the Mile High Club.
Wilhelm with a little shrug there. She's like, well, 3, all right.
131 to 78 now the score. 23 minutes, 50 seconds left to play. Scald Eagle out to jam for the Mile High Club. Rose City sending out Lauren Much. Scald Eagle thought she had room on the inside. Door closed. Lauren Much still in the backfield. Nice offense up front by Barrett. Scald trying to take a jersey whip. Didn't quite get through. Now clears. Lead jammer going to the Mile High Club.
That was a nice stall. She went just far enough to the outside to make Rose City commit and try and get her, and then she had an inside line to take.
S.H. Long almost had Lauren Much knocked out of bounds. Couldn't quite finish the deal. Instead, knocked to the outside by Leah Davidson. 5-point scoring pass for Scald Eagle.
Much needed jam here for Denver right now. And now it's going to turn to a power jam. Scald Eagle is all alone. A forearm being called on Much right there.
We'll see if Scald Eagle can cash in versus her former team. Rivas and Hannah Jennings on defense at the front of the pack. Scald stays upright and through the pack. Clear for another 5 points.
So power and height will do for you right there. She was able to get through on that one.
Pack is speeding up now. Rose City, of course, in front. Denver trailing, trying to slow the roll.
Much just stood. She's got about 5 seconds left on her penalty as Scald Eagle returns for another scoring pass.
Nice job by Rose City trying to set up the pack right in front of the penalty box. That way Lauren Much can quickly come out and join the action on the track. Scald Eagle coming back around on another scoring pass. Moves to the out and runs right into Leah Davidson and hit her hard. Lauren Much takes advantage, clears on the initial pass. Scald Eagle took a big hit from her teammate there. Her jam ref checking in on her, making sure she's okay. 4-point scoring pass.
Yeah, I've seen it happen before. It's like when the jammer is coming through and expecting the hits from the opposing team, you see your teammate there and you think you got a clean line and you're just never braced for that hit. So, no fault to Davidson, just trying to get back and play defense of her own. But that hurts.
No, and it wasn't like Davidson tried to put a hit on her. Yeah. It was just Scald was going one direction, Davidson was going the other. And that usually doesn't end well.
131 right now to 97.
Scald is going to be checked on by the medics. So she skates by us. The medics are set up in turn 2. Head referee going over to the medics area as well.
We saw this happen a little bit earlier. I hadn't seen the situation come up in WFTDA play before. If there's a special timeout called for a skater for any reason, then she has to sit for 3. So even though that jam didn't end because of her injury, because the time between jams was extended, Scald Eagle will not be able to return for 3 more jams.
Rose City 131, Mile High Club 97, 21 minutes, 32 seconds left in the game. Blocker advantage to Rose City to start this jam. Brute wearing the star opposite Guypen. Brute, nice lateral movement, clears the pack. Lead jammer goes to Rose City.
Barely enough space. Now Simonis is going to be the gatekeeper at the front. Gets taken off the play by Davidson there.
I do like that Denver continually tries to neutralize Tarantula. Tarantula to the penalty box now for Rose City.
Brute having a tough time on the scoring pass.
In the back of the pack, all by herself. Guypen trying to take advantage. Clockwise block on Ms. Dr. Joseph L. Simonis, and a track cut penalty now is going to be assessed against Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett just picked the wrong place to go back in and goes right back to the box.
Brute still working on a scoring pass, tries to spin to the outside, moves back to the end, decides to call it off in turn 1. Did get credit for all 5 points on that scoring pass. Scott Free out to talk to jam referee Rock. Both of them end up smiling, so I don't think it was anything too important.
Well, they're just happy guys,
So we've got Bonnie Thunders out there lined up to jam for Rose City. Wilhelm lined up to jam for the Mile High Club. 3-on-3 in the pack to start. Both teams with 1 blocker in the penalty box.
Garton at the front with Braun Swanson, and they lose the lock on Bonnie Thunders. Lead jammer Thunders.
However, they come back and crash offense right away, inside to out. Nice cycle up by Rose City's blockers, but cannot contain Wilhelm. Wilhelm is gone. Chestnuts complained she was swimming through the pack. No call given to her. Bonnie thunders through the pack. 4-point scoring pass completed and jam called.
Yeah, real nice clear block by Chestnuts there. Just got right into place. That allowed Bonnie Thunders to find that inside line and go right on through. Look at the penalty board right now. People in penalty trouble. Nisbet Smith for Rose City with 4. Rivas with 4. No one else right now has more than 3.
Now, this does seem like it's been a fairly cleanly skated game.
I agree.
That first 15 minutes was a little rough, but since then it's been fairly smooth sailing.
Denver's been stuck at 97 for a while now.
Tarantula could not knock Scald Eagle to the inside. She threw the pack quickly with lead jammer. Liquor and Split working her way through for Rose City, cap in hand, but her pivot, Tarantula in the back of the pack, just forced out Scald Eagle in a track cut penalty. Sends Scald Eagle to the penalty box. Liquor and Split, cap still in hand, clears the pack now in a power jam.
It's going to go the full 2. And now, let's see what we can do with it.
They had S.H. Long trapped as a goat in the back of the pack. They let her go.
Finds Angel to front of the pack. Now has to back up and try again. Here comes the Rose City offense.
I like the spin move to the inside with the crash offense inside to out. Nice A-B maneuver by Rose City there.
Yeah, well timed and right in the exact correct location on the track to make it work. Now Eagle is back.
You're right. It is very much a timing thing. Exactly. Angel to the penalty box for Denver.
Now it's Barrett anchoring that Denver wall in front of Liquor and Split.
Gallifrey goes down. Tarantula right on top of her. Scald Eagle takes advantage, clears the pack for 4. Low block penalty being assessed. That's going to go against Leah Davidson as Liquor and Split clears the pack for 5.
Tarantula finishes this hit on Scald Eagle as she was on her way out of bounds already. Now Angel returns to the penalty box.
And again, there's that spin move. That was Gallifrey on the offense there.
Angel now anchors S.H. Long and Barrett all over Liquor right now.
Alicia Nisbet-Smith to the penalty box on a direction of play penalty. Scald Eagle working through the pack, going up against Tarantula. Liquor and Split to the outside. Both of them clear the pack, and 4 points for each of them.
A little high five between Scald Eagle and Liquor there. And that full length jam now 154 to 105.
Under 17 minutes left to play. That is Guypen out there ready to jam for the Mile High Club. Frisky Biscuits with the star for Rose City.
Nisbet Smith in the box now has 5, so as a team captain, that could be dangerous for Rose City as the game goes on.
Guypen able to take the advantage quickly in this jam, rolls to the outside. She moves to the in, clear lead jammer, Mile High Club.
Akers to the box.
Frisky Biscuits getting passed by Guypen, one to beat up front. She's now clear on the initial, but a 5-point scoring pass for the Mile High Club.
Guypen goes in hard and hits the ground. See if any call on the pileup. Looks like the referee's talking it over. Looks like there is no call. Guypen a very strong game so far for Denver and has not yet been penalized.
Alicia Nisbet-Smith is still lobbying for that low block penalty. The jam's been over for a good 10 seconds now, but she really wants that low block. So a 42-point advantage for Rose City. Lauren Much and Wilhelm lined up to jam. And Wilhelm gets off the line quickly on the outside. Now moves forward. Envy Adams anchoring the outside. Nice job on the force out.
Wilhelm avoided the cut by 1 inch right there.
I know, it looked like Scott Free was checking to make sure that wasn't a track cut. It happened right in front of him.
Now S.H. Long goes to play some offense, takes Tarantula out of the brace. But, nice work there by Envy Adams to get right back in and cover the hole.
Nice move by Lauren Much. Looked like she was going to go out, darts back in, picks up lead jammer exiting turn 2.
Wilhelm takes the star off, thought about passing it to Barrett.
Ooh.
And saving hit by Davidson right there is going to force Much to come back to the rear.
It was Alicia Nisbet-Smith previously on a save hit that kept Wilhelm in the pack.
now, both jammers going a whole lot of nowhere. Davidson and S.H. Long working over much of the front of the pack. Barrett thought about trying to play some more defense in the front, but now was forced to go back.
Envy Adams said, no, you shall not play defense. And then Sarah Gaither said, no, you shall not play offense either. Lauren Much through the pack, 5-point scoring pass for Rose City, and that pack really is entrenched down in turn 3. Lauren Much back around, finding room on the inside. She's pushing out in the front. Wilhelm has escaped the pack with the cap. That is the initial pass clear. Lauren Much calls off the jam. 4-point scoring pass completed, and I thought I saw team timeout being called. Team timeout being called by the Mile High Club.
1:59, 1:12, with exactly 14 minutes left on this stopped clock.
Well, this amazing bout has been brought to you in part by Rydell Skates. The Big O is brought to you in part by Rydell and the all-new Solaris. The performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. Check them out. That is Rydell Skates.
.47 lead for Rose City right now. Still, this game a lot closer than the last time these two teams met. The last time was in the final of the Columbia playoffs last year. Rose City pulling that game out 250 to 137.
Well, and we've definitely been treated to all kinds of spectacle here in this bout. We have seen some great lockdown team defense, some amazing one-on-one defense, and we've seen some great footwork being put on by these jammers.
Absolutely. Got a pivot in the box. I think that is Barrett for Denver.
You are correct. That is Bonnie Thunders out to jam opposite Scald Eagle. Scald Eagle working on the inside and the back. Bonnie Thunders working on the outside at the front. Hannah Jennings bringing the offense for Rose City.
Garton, Swanson, Akers as a triangle at the front here on Thunders, and Akers can't hold on to her. Lead jammer, Bonnie Thunders.
It takes a misstep of inches, and these jammers are gone. Scald Eagle still in the pack. Right in turn 1. Braun Swanson tries to get a hit on Bonnie Thunders. That is very hard to do. 5-point scoring pass, Rose City.
Yeah, especially one-on-one. It takes a village to stop Bonnie Thunders, sometimes 2 villages.
Scald Eagle to the penalty box.
Oh, that's bad.
No, being waved back onto the track. She thought that penalty was leveled against her. It was not. It's going against Hannah Jennings. Unfortunate mistake for Scald Eagle there.
Barrett can't get Thunders out of bounds, and Thunders through again. Another 5 points for Bonnie Thunders and Rose City.
Scald Eagle now completing the initial pass for the Mile High Club.
Thunders over the apex, but does not land it.
Blocking out of bounds, and a little bit of argument there coming from Garton. Did not feel as though that was a penalty she should be receiving.
Can't fight City Hall. 3-on-3 is going to be the pack situation when this next jam begins. We all currently in official timeout.
Coaches told to return to their bench areas. Referees conferring on the inside of turn 3. My guess is that might have something to do with Garton's reaction to that penalty.
Still, the last jam may have been a game changer right there. 177 to 112. Only 12:28 left on a stopped clock right now, and Denver has a long way to go right now.
I'm not 100% sure if it was Rose City's adjustments at halftime or if they were just able to find another gear here in the second half. The pace of play seems a little more quick than it was in the first half, and that seems to have favored Rose City so far.
Now, we were talking about at halftime how both Wilhelm and Much had been having problems getting started in the first half. Looks like Much definitely had a much stronger second half so far, and that's definitely part of what's got Denver in this significant hole right now.
We'll get you some of the jammer point numbers here in just a second. The referees conferring for a very long time over there. Initially, I thought maybe an insubordination penalty for the not reporting immediately, but they've been deliberating for a while. Do you think possibly this could be escalated to an expulsion?
Yeah, it's hard to tell right now. I don't think they've conferred with either a coaching bench right now, so we'll have to wait and see. Now they're breaking up and they're going to wave in, or they're going to skate over. Talking to the Captain Akers over there.
Scott Free not part of that conversation just yet. He closer to his team, which is up at the pivot line. It appears as though Scott Free has heard enough, and he's returning to the bench area. Conversation is continuing. Let's take a quick look at the points for the Jammers so far this game. Leading all scorers is Bonnie Thunders with 63 points in 10 jams. That is an average of over 6 points per jam. Next up with 50 points is Lauren Much. She has had an amazing second half, like you said.
Absolutely.
Scald Eagle with 46 points now leads Denver. And second most points on Denver, that would be Guypen with 34 in 9 jams. All right, so it does not appear as though anything has changed. So we're going to assume it's just business as usual and that was a singular penalty. Looking here at the penalty board, it does not appear as though she was assessed any sort of additional penalty. Lead jammer Guypen through the pack. Brute, jammer of record for Rose City, knocked to the outside. She has to reset. Blocking out of bounds.
And let's see, Guypen's probably going to try and wait for the blocker to get out. It's Garton, and just in time, so able to spring Garton, and they will start with a 4-2 advantage, a short one, as we saw the other blocker standing in the box for Rose City, but that will give Scald Eagle a 4-2 advantage when this next jam begins.
60-point lead for Rose City, 177 to 117, 11 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Lauren Much out to jam for Rose City opposite Scald Eagle.
Looks like they're going to go to Rebus and Chestnuts as the 2 to try and hold back Scald Eagle on this one. No easy task. Akers plays some offense for right off the line.
Scald Eagle, quick lead jammer.
That's showing respect for Rose City's defense right there, as they had a 4-2 advantage and still sent one to play offense.
With that advantage, you're afforded one, though, which is a great use. Nice Blackman, nice positional blocking by Blackman up front.
And now looks like they're going to try and speed it up. Denver gets that jam called off. Scald Eagle showing some respect to Much right there. I believe they know each other.
That was one of the fun things going to announcer practice in Rose City and watching the Wheels of Justice scrimmage was watching those two jammers go at one another. They both really enjoy what they do, and they enjoy skating against one another. Bonnie Thunders lined up to jam for Rose City opposite Wilhelm. Blocker advantage still favoring Denver 4-3.
55 points the difference with about 10.5 left to play in this game.
Bonnie Thunders one to beat up front. That Blackman again. Yes, Blackman called off, though. Thunders, your lead jammer.
Thunders already back around.
Wow, big offense coming inside to out, courtesy of Hannah Jennings. And now switches up to defense. Has to let Wilhelm go, though. Pack in transition. Thunders takes a shot from Akers. Akers could not drive her out of bounds. And Bonnie Thunders calls off the jam.
Good job from Akers. They jumped the apex to get back in front of Thunders there. No points for Wilhelm, though.
Nice nonverbal communication between the referee crew, questioning a possible penalty on the last second there. 182-122. Guypen out to jam for the Mile High Club. Liquor and Split wearing the star for Rose City. Guypen on the inside rail, almost had the pack cleared. Door shut by Gallifrey up front. Dr. Joseph L. Simonis up to play offense for Rose City. Liquor and Split trying to force the pack forward. Blocking with the head going to be assessed to Angel. And a liquor and split through the pack. Lead jammer goes to Rose City.
Guypen's going to try and pass, but Davidson had come a long way back to get in position. And unfortunately, it doesn't work out for Denver, and he has to go all the way back. Meanwhile, liquor and split is about to push through for points in this pass.
I don't think Davidson was quite ready for that star pass anyway. Guypen pushing the pack forward as it constricts in the back. Gallifrey now up to play offense.
Now Rose not giving Guypen any space. But this time Davidson does get back there and is able to grab the star.
Gallifrey on the exit hit went down. Did reset though. Nice recycling up by the Rose City blockers. Rivas in the backfield trying to get offense to liquor and split.
Yeah, Gal couldn't stay on her feet but gave her defense just enough time. And now it's Simonis forcing Davidson to the rear.
That was a great battle up front, too. Davidson was not giving an inch. Nice move on the inside. Oh, no points for the effort, but that was an amazing move. 4 points picked up by Rose City on that last scoring pass.
Simonis looking quite pleased, as does Simonis' team right there, leaving the track and going back to the bench. Very effective defense right there at the top.
About 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. Scald Eagle opposite Brute. Empty penalty box to start the jam. Rose City up 69. Scald Eagle clears the pack quickly. Lead jammer going to Denver. Brute bowls over Akers at the front of the pack. Clear on the initial pass for Rose City.
And it's going to be a bang-bang play here. Scald Eagle goes with and with lead. Goes up the inside. Wasn't in time. 4 for Scald Eagle. And a discussion about the rest.
Brute tripped over her own teammate, Alicia Nisbet-Smith. Nisbet-Smith looking for a low block penalty. That seems to be the signal that she's making.
Brute was unable to get points on that, so a 4-0 in Denver's favor. Although they're going to need more than that with under 7 minutes remaining, trailing 191 to 126.
I thought I saw our head referee signal for a low block penalty. There it is again, a low block penalty. And he is skating over to Denver's bench, informing them that that is a low block that will be called. And now we've got an official review. I wonder what they're going to review, Justice. Care to take a stab?
My guess is that they would prefer it if Scald Eagle could not be in the penalty box.
I'd love to hear Coach word it that way. What's your official review? We'd like our jammer not to be in the box, please.
Our jammer is too far away from the rest of our players. Can she please be closer?
191 to 126, your score. 6 minutes, 39 seconds left in the second half. And some of this amazing action all weekend brought to you in part by Radar Wheels. The Big O is proudly sponsored by the Radar Halo. Achieve world-class edging without sacrificing grip with the Radar Halo.
This has been a pretty entertaining game so far. We're coming up to the home stretch of it, the last game on this track. The number 1 ranked team in the world, Victorian, taking on number 5, Angel City. I'm actually quite curious to see that one. Angel City hammering arch rival earlier today, 201 to 71. So we'll see if Victorian can knock back yet another strong challenger. Victorian playing all top 10 teams this weekend in 4 games. Their final one will be tomorrow against Texas on track 3.
Well, they were undefeated last year at Big O, and they are looking to go undefeated once again. And tonight will go a long way to show us whether or not they will be successful.
Yep, absolutely. Other games still remaining today. Terminals versus Windy City, who had a thrilling game. If we happen to see that one against 2x4. So far for me, the game of the weekend, it had like 4 ties in the last 10 minutes and came down to a last jam that saw both jammers go to the box.
I thought you were going to say that there were 4 lead changes in the last jam, which is what that felt like, honestly.
Yeah.
That was an insane last jam. If it's a TLDNR sort of thing for you, go back and watch the last jam of that bout. You will be entertained.
Yeah.
Maybe a little confused, but definitely entertained.
Yeah, that game was actually incredibly good all the way through. 2x4 went out to an early lead in the first half. Windy City started a rally near the very end of the first half. And usually when you get a rally that ends the first half, after the halftime break, they get back to equilibrium. But no, Windy kept coming, made up about a 40-point deficit. And then, like I said before, once they got to the 10-minute mark,
all right, so the low block call will stand. Our head referee informing us that nobody saw anything different than what ended up being called, essentially.
I think it's still a good official review for Denver. With this late in the game, they just can't afford to have any jammer in the penalty box, let alone a strong one like Scald Eagle. So they're really going to need to lock down this defense.
No, and with 6.5 minutes left to play, probably a really good use of the official review, because if they could get Scald out.
Yeah.
Lauren Much around SH Long at the front of the pack. Lead jammer going to Rose City. Scald Eagle went at the end of that jam, so she is serving the full 30 seconds in that penalty box. Lauren Much to the inside. 5-point scoring pass and a multiplayer block now being leveled against SH Long.
On Hell and Barrett unable to stop.
Wow.
Lauren Much through again. As we were saying at halftime, definitely she found that second gear she really needed right there.
Scald out of the box, makes quick work of the pack. Nice offense on the outside by Rivas. 4-point scoring pass for Lauren Much.
Wow, great jam for Rose City.
Remember when teams didn't play offense?
I do. I really, really do.
This is way more fun.
I agree entirely.
205 to 126. Wow.
And I think the combination of that jammer penalty and Much's strong performance there might have been the coffin, or the nail in the coffin, as they said. Or the coffin and nail, whichever you like.
Either one works. Bonnie Thunder's going to try and drive it in further if possible for Rose City. She's got to get around the front of the pack.
Blackman,
and Braun Swanson had to let her go. Blackman up front as well.
Wilhelm trying to get around Jennings, makes it, lands it, and keeps going.
Braun Swanson almost with the exit hit. Bonnie Thunder's somehow staying in bounds. Clears the pack, calls the jam. Lobbying for the 5th point. Didn't get it, got 4.
So 209 to 126. Interestingly, we were talking earlier in the game about how it was closer than the playoff game, but right now they might be on track to sort of nail it. The playoff game last year, again, 250 to 137, and both teams could very easily hit a very, very close score this time with about 4:53, or exactly 4:53 on the stopped clock.
Yeah, that is really close given the amount of time we have left to play. So we are in the midst of a team timeout taken by Denver. We'd like to shout out to DJ Agent Meow for bringing the party here in the venue. If you're not here and you're in the area, shame on you. You should be here, if only to hear his sets. Not to mention seeing all of this amazing derby for yourself in person. The Big O is an absolutely wonderful tournament, one of the premier West Coast tournaments. And if you can make it out here next year, please do so. It is an amazing weekend full of derby.
I would like to co-sign that shout-out to Agent Meow, one of my favorites.
Frisky Biscuits has the star for Rose City. Guypen jamming for the Mile High Club, knocked to the outside by Chestnut. Frisky Biscuits going alone at the front of the pack for Rose City.
Oh, Simonis with a little help from actually Chestnuts to get Guypen out there.
So Guypen has been recycled. Frisky Biscuits slowly working against the front of the pack. Left to right. Anchored 2-wall. Barrett working with On Hell. Offense coming in the form of Hannah Jennings.
That was a really nice way to remove the anchor from that pack, but On Hell right back there. I know one of the smaller blockers on Denver, but still extremely effective. And now Guypen is knocked to the ground, but gets back up. Lead jammer for Denver. Maybe too little too late, though, with
elbow penalty to Simonis.
4 minutes left on the clock.
Guypen into the pack on a scoring pass. Rose City's blockers reform in front. Now drop back, trying to play some offense for Frisky Biscuits. Jessica Chestnut back, trying to open up a hole. Frisky with the star off. Has been passed to Chestnut now.
Oh, an SH long takeout hit on the outside of turn 3, but Guypen is sent back, and now Denver's bench asks for the call-off, picked up 3, and they're going to start it over.
Interesting decision, as Frisky Biscuits had yet to complete the initial pass for Rose City, but time also a factor in the decisions being made on Denver's bench right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now at this point Denver's not playing for the win. They're playing for the point differential. And if they can get some more here with Scald Eagle on the track, it'll help them out in the long-term metagame for rankings.
Lauren Mudge wearing the star for Rose City. Scald going side to side, started on the in, moved to the out.
And finds a way around Nesbitt Smith. Lead jammer, Scald Eagle.
Blackman with the exit hit on Lauren Mudge, and that's a track cut penalty. She got knocked out and essentially cut the entire track.
Right. And I think this is exactly why they had Guypen call off the jam in that last one. Here they're going to probably get a better point differential with Scald Eagle, and now getting the power jam advantage. This could get them double digits.
That was Lauren Mudge's only trip to the penalty box this half. Tarantula meets Scald Eagle and forces her to the inside. That was a big hit up front.
Now Rose City sets up the triangle in the back, but Scald Eagle with a nice one-footed reverse move takes another 5.
And Tarantula could not get a full hit on Scald Eagle. Lauren Mudge returning to play for Rose City. Goes right at the inside, forced to the infield.
Yeah, I think she telegraphed that attempt, and Akers was right there to stop her.
Pack recycling back. Lauren Mudge able to take advantage. Blackman out up front. And Lauren Mudge gets around clear on the initial pass. Look at that offense by Braun Swanson helping Scald Eagle through the pack.
Scald Eagle gets the memo to call it just in time before Mudge re-enters. Another 4 points.
So less than a minute, 30 seconds left in the game. And another timeout being called by Denver. I believe that is their last team timeout.
Exactly 1:23 left on this stopped clock.
Our penalty box currently empty. We've got time for 1, if not 2 more jams. But if we're getting 2, that first one's going to be quick.
Denver hoping to end strong and help out their rankings. Rose City hoping to get some of that differential back that they just lost on that power jam for Scald over Mudge.
Denver has no stoppages of play left. That was the third team timeout, and if you'll remember earlier, they burned their official review about the 6-minute, 30-second mark, trying to get Scald Eagle out of the penalty box after having been sent there at the tail end of a jam.
And that's going to bring the timeout to its conclusion.
Denver placing all of the eggs in this basket.
Wilhelm back on the track for Denver.
Bonnie Thunder's lined up for Rose City. Jessica Chestnut looked ready to play defense at the start of the whistle, and she did for Rose City. Tried to force back Wilhelm off the jam line.
Denver's defense all over Bonnie Thunders right now with Swanson, Akers. It's like Garden out there as well.
Both teams a rotating barrage of blockers. Nice job by Wilhelm to stay in bounds. Completes the initial pass. Lead jammer goes to the Mile High Club.
Crowd-pleasing exit right there, both for Wilhelm and for the Denver defense right there, I think.
Bonnie Thunder still trying to get out on the initial pass. Blackman giving chase out front. Thunder's now clear on the initial.
Wilhelm finding some trouble here on this pass here, trying to pick up full report. Thunder's returns. Here comes Thunders. And Thunders is going to start scoring some points here. You see Denver's bench is begging Wilhelm to call it off. Not happening, though.
29 seconds left, and that's too late for Denver to call it off. This jam is going to go to its conclusion, and that will be your game. Denver hanging their helmets on this jam.
Thunder's taken out the top by Blackman, but right in the center of the track, so Thunder just pops back up and keeps going.
The last few inches of the pack, they're trying to hold Thunders in. Wilhelm reset in turn 3. Thunder's being kept at bay in turn 4.
I'm a little surprised they kept this one running as Thunder's re-entered the pack. I think they might have ended there. At this point, you would think that Wilhelm would call a jam here. I'm not sure.
Right, because now the point differential's a -1.
Right.
They've actually lost on this jam. 4-point scoring pass completed for Denver, but they are down 5 in this jam to Rose City, and Thunder's back in the pack looking for more.
I mean, yeah, for sure, sometimes you want to take your chances and sometimes you get lucky, but against Bonnie, Thunder is probably the least likely person to end in a positive point differential. We have 5 seconds left in the jam. Denver has been lead jammer through this entire jam, but it's going to end on time, and that final score, or the final score of the jam, favors Gotham 13-6.
So though the score on the board is unofficial, the result is not. Rose City victorious, and there is your final 222-154. An amazing game between these two.
So Rose City, the defending WFTDA champions, the defending 2-time WFTDA champions, bounced back from their loss to Victorian last night. Rose has one more game this weekend. They'll play Minnesota, or 8th-ranked Minnesota, at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Denver also with one left. They will play 5th-ranked Angel City at 2 p.m. Both of those games here on Track 1. Well, I was entertained. How about yourself?
Oh, my gosh, was I ever entertained. And fans, I certainly hope that you were. That was an amazing game. We've gotten lucky all weekend. I'm not going to lie. We've had some great bouts to watch here.
No doubt about it. Rose City taking their victory lap right now. There are very few people not around the track right now. Everyone coming down from the stands after that one.
And I cannot say that I blame them at all. Fans, thank you very much for joining us. We've got one more bout here left on Track 1, and then we've got a whole nother day of action waiting for you on day 3. I'm Mike Chex.
I'm Justice Feelgood Marshall.
Thank you for joining us.
You're the camera. We get this conversation. Okay.
Hello again, I am Ophelia Mellons. On behalf of the Big O Afterglow, you've just seen the dramatic conclusion of Denver versus Rose City. Joining me today, would you please introduce yourselves, you fine Denver women?
I'm Midge Wilhelm. I'm Suze Long. I skate under SH Long.
And so, thank you so much for joining me. You guys must be exhausted. You just had a hard-played game. You came up just short. Any feelings on this game compared to the last time you faced off with Rose City?
It's fun to see the different dynamic. We played Rose a lot last year, and so I was interested to see what it looked like this year with the different dynamic. And overall, I thought it was a really fun game. I mean, we're working on stuff. Everyone's working on stuff at the beginning of the season, so it was just fun to try things.
Great, cool. Any thoughts for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've traded skaters between Rose over the years a lot, so we're a very familiar team with them, and it's just fun to try it out every year. So I thought it was a great game.
Did anyone stand out for you at Rose City as particularly obnoxious today?
I mean, like, obnoxious in the best way.
Yeah, of course.
This at all times.
Oh, yeah. Quack, 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 quack. Yeah, she's so great at that. Absolutely. Well, I want to talk to you, Wilhelm here. Denver's got a really tight 4-jammer rotation. Is that amount of rest good for you? How do you guys work with that rotation? And what's your jammer core like?
Our jammer core is really dynamic, which is awesome, and I feel like we've been able to play with that some and try to mix things up and see how people shine. And I think it's really fun to see how people's strengths come through in different lines and being able to change it up and, I don't know, get people to shine really well, but also have the help of our blockers to help us shine. And so it's a great feeling overall.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a awesome game. Really great effort. Suze, I noticed you're a very high rotation blocker. You didn't have too many, like maybe 4 trips to the box, but you're a busy bee. I noticed you're kind of a wizard out front in the pack, but you also like to peel off the brace person. Like, what's your place in the blocker core? Do you guys have like tight packs? Just tell me a little bit about the dynamic of being a badass blocker and a high rotation blocker.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this is like my 8th season. So like I started when nobody braced.
Yeah.
So my go-to is to play forward and stick my butt out, right? Which I think is a good go-to.
Sure.
But when my penalties come, I tend to move towards bracing and just talk a lot to my teammates. But we have pretty tight pods, like groups that we stick with, and even our like next generation blockers are kind of tied to each pod so that we can train together. So we just kind of mix things up amongst ourselves as we need it.
Excellent. Tough game yesterday, tough game today. Tomorrow ain't getting any easier. You're going to be playing Angel City at 2 o'clock tomorrow right here on track 1. I'm sure you're going to stick around and watch this Angel City game, huh?
Probably, yeah.
Totally.
You guys scared of them or what? Because they're pretty scary.
They should be scared because they won't be able to see me.
That's
they're
what I'm talking
twice
about.
my size.
Yeah, really. They're big in contact, and you have this great way of just ducking and getting right on through. So I'm really excited about that game because there's a different kind of play there, definitely. So far this year, you've already played Gotham and Philly. Texas Rose Angel this weekend, and then coming up you guys are going to sibling rivalry in St. Louis, and you're going to have a rematch with Gotham, and you're going to play Minnesota, Dallas, and Arch. If this schedule doesn't prepare you for playoffs, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
You guys are not giving yourselves a break. Have you guys been to sibling rivalry before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
last
a
year.
great tournament you like to go to?
Yeah, it's fun to go with our men's team and all hang out and skate together and watch each other.
All right, so important question. So you go by SH Long. We know you as Suze.
Yep.
And those are just your initials?
Yeah, it's just conveniently a funny conglomeration of my actual name.
Because I know announcers are very particular about always mentioning SH Long.
Absolutely.
Because it's too much. And you kind of got stuck with a hybrid of your name.
I have so many names. I have Marge, I have Wilhelm,
Baby
I have
Bear.
Baby Bear.
You can all call her Baby Bear.
Spoons.
Yeah, I know we were talking earlier, and you mentioned a skater's like old skater name, and I didn't know who you're talking about. So it's like our mutual friend, former Denver skater, former Rat skater, and then former Denver again, and then former Rat again, and she's now at Bay Area. But Cassie Beck, Raven, like mix up her name all the time, so we just call her Sweaty Beck from now on.
It's a good one.
You can blame me for that. All right, top 3 favorite snacks.
I really love avocado and chicken or turkey with almond crackers, sweet potatoes and eggs, and chocolate protein.
I was hoping for something there. Like, I like fried chicken.
I really love tater tots.
Okay, there you go, girl. Okay.
Like extra tater tots. Fried chicken, also delicious. And ice cream. So maybe that's
What's the
why
best
I'm
ice cream
a blocker.
flavor? Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, there's a place by my house that makes this flavor called Salty Cookie, which is just fantastic.
That
to have
sounds
salt
great.
in your ice cream.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Do you prefer odd or even numbers, and why?
I used to prefer even numbers. When on the volume on my car, I couldn't go to an odd number. It always had to be even. And then something just changed, you know? You just change and grow up and you
Feel the
like
odds.
odd numbers because it's more dynamic. So you just gotta learn to
Do you,
change things
do you
up.
still have a preference for one or the other, or are you just all YOLO, it is
No,
what it
I've
is?
gone YOLO. I'm getting crazy as I get
Wow,
older.
that's pretty intense. I was also told to ask about your personal hero.
My personal-
Your his name might be Jackie Chan.
Oh.
Is that somebody that you?
Okay, you guys, listen. I was watching a movie, and our teammate Thorns came in, and she asked what I was watching, and I said, Jackie Chan. And she said, why are you watching Jackie Chan? And I just blurted out unexpectedly, very loudly, I love Jackie Chan! And then it just turned into a whole thing. He's pictured all over my house, and now my work knows about it. I'm cropped into pictures with him. But yeah, he's pretty great.
The more you know. And you have a very specific bout day ritual that you'd like to share with the world.
Oh, I like to pretend like I'm not having a bout. So today we went shopping, and we bought after party outfits.
Best
So
dressed
ladies,
tonight?
Oh, not me. I'm kind of like a jeans and t-shirt kind of girl.
Okay.
but like all the ladies should be on the lookout for Guypen and Gothberg because they have outfits for Sunday.
Did you guys find Hirons?
No, we
Where'd
went
you
to
go?
St. Vinny's.
St. Vinny's, a
Yeah.
local thrift store. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. I will let you guys go. You get to rest up and play Angel City tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Any expectations for this game happening behind us? Angel City, Victoria?
I'm just really hopeful that they tire out Angel. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's going to be it for the Afterglow. You can join us immediately following Victoria Angel. We're going to talk to some Victoria skaters today, and then we'll wrap it up this evening with a daily recap. So enjoy the game. Thanks for tuning in to the Afterglow.